being a manager also, or trying
Not,
to be?
not manager, right? Because I think your management, when it comes to artists, right? It's like literally, I was talking about it this morning. It's literally like babysitting. People really don't know how incompetent your favorite artists are, and I've been around them, and literally most of them don't even know. They're not even competent to wake up and get somewhere. You get me? Like they don't even know what they need to do. Sometimes they forgot the project that they're even trying to promote on a press run. So you need a manager to really like kind of get all of that for you. I wouldn't be a day-to-day manager with someone, but in terms of like if I developing a company where I could connect artists with brands and being their manager like that, or like setting up dates for them or whatever, that's more kind of like what I'm into. But day to day, hell no, hell no. It's like babysitting kids. I'm good. I don't even got no kids of my own. Straight.
So how do you feel about big like news outlets using your story and calling it an exclusive, even though you broke the 6ix9ine news?
You know what? That was so funny. Well, it is still like we're still in the age of like these big outlets. They look at like I want to say the non-mainstream outlets. Like I consider you guys non-mainstream. I consider myself non-mainstream, and others too. Like they look at us and they're like, okay, unless we're forced to credit, we're not gonna credit. And I get the game. I get the game. You get me? Um, but I thought it was a little bit. Look, shit, I called TMZ today. I was like, I'm cool with a lot of people at TMZ. I was like, damn. I'm like, y'all even credit? And they're like, yo, we're trying to fight for it, but then whatever, whatever. I'm like, I'm not even gonna bug over it. You know, like, even though that's important, I don't like fight for that type of shit.
Mm-hmm. So you just take it on the chin?
Yeah, I mean, I think the people who really matter know what it was. Like I wrote that story 9 hours before they did. You get me? Like, but I'm not gonna be fighting like, yo, everybody credit me this and third. Again, I should, but I think in time shit will change. You feel me? And I'm not just gonna like not gonna die on this one particular molehill. Like everybody give me credit. I you know what? Salute to the like even the blogs and whoever who have given me credit, but if they haven't, screw it.
Okay.
And also this story it was a little bit personal as well. So, you know, like I didn't treat it like, all right, yo, give me the exclusive. If it was just you get me, like give me the exclusive press. If it was kind of a little bit non-personal, maybe like that, I would just treat it like a news story. This one I kind of was really living with the story as it kind of progressed, trying to figure out what the fuck happened. So it happens.
So speaking of the story, what's your relationship with 6ix9ine?
6ix9ine is my homie, good friend. Like one thing I would say, I always said, like people always think there's like weird relationships or like I have a managerial or like he signed to me or he was on. That's never been the case. I've never had any business relationship with him. But you know what? When I first met him, he was a kid that was blackballed. He was on the shelf because of some allegations, and nobody would even give him a platform to even speak. And after I met some people that was around him, I said, yo, I love this song Gummo. And they said, hey, like, after I told them, I said, yo, I can't even post him on my page. I literally, a year ago, I couldn't post him on my Instagram page. Every time I posted him, it would get deleted. And I think I spoke to someone from World Star who told me the same thing. It was like, yo, every time we post him, it gets reported and flagged down. And I'm like, I like the song. I get that there's like, you know, very controversial like allegations and stuff. But this is hip hop, and a lot of times we have seen artists come in with those circumstances. Anyway, I did an interview with him, and I agreed to do the interview with him when no one would talk to him. And it wasn't the interview that made me like say, "Yo, this guy's kind of cool." It was pretty much afterwards. He was just genuine. He was literally just genuine, and after that, like we just kind of became cordial, cool. We hung out a couple times. It wasn't about literally. It wasn't about okay, let's force something. It was just like, yo, just come kick it. I'm going here, whatever. So that's pretty much how everything started.
So pretty much you put 6ix9ine back on when nobody else would. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, I don't like taking credit. I mean, I should take credit. All right, I'll say I did. Well, I gave him the break because his music, you know, like one thing I can't take from him, his music worked. Because everybody like I don't have that power. I wish I did. You know, like a lot of people are confused. I don't have the power to just hand select anyone and be like, yo, you were next. No, I gave him the platform. The music was right at the time. And of course, with his antics online, it continued the hype and the music also continued. So really, I kind of set the ball in motion a little bit. But if it wasn't for him, this shit would have never rolled all the way until he got out. So I'll say I gave him a second chance when a lot of people gave up on him.
Okay, I can respect that. So my last question, my last two questions. Number one, how is everyday struggle going on without Joe?
Oh, without Joe, salute to Joe, man. Now EDS is cool now. You get me? Like, it's a different dynamic. That's the thing about EDS. Like, every time you have two hosts, and it's a debate show, so it's kind of meant for like that combativeness, that arguments back and forth. And like, you know, me and Joe, we had like a really iconic and really polar opposite view of a lot of different things. It was trying to bring each other into a common place, which was, it was like fucking impossible to do, but it made for great entertainment. And we had a great run. And you know, like, Joe's my guy. Like, hopefully we gonna link up again and do some other stuff. But after Joe left, you know, I stayed, and you know, right now we do the show. Me and Wayne, we do the show. And to be honest, like, it's been dope. It's been dope. You know, like, it's the dynamics a little bit different, but from time to time, like, we go at it. Like today we went at it. You get me? So it's a different dynamic. And I know some people might be like, all right, after Joe left, we dipped. But if you gave it a chance, we'd realize it's not that bad. And I actually enjoy doing it a lot. So
yeah. And today's show was about 6ix9ine. You talked about how the cops came into the house and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
Well, so this is the funny part, right? We film early as hell, right? At the time we film, I'm the only person that has confirmed that he's in custody, right? So I tell him, I'm like, hey, listen, number one, this is not just like the Akademikd brand reporting. I'm now on Complex doing my morning show, which is Everyday Struggle. So I said, hey, we could mention it, but I don't have much detail, so we probably should just like not get into it too much. Of course, like right after we tape, like everything comes out on TMZ and other outlets as well. But yeah, it was really kind of mixing up a bunch of stuff, like the contract stuff, because you know he went on Breakfast Club and he was like, yo, people stole like $3 million from me. Also his music coming out. He got an album coming out this Friday. And also like the legal stuff, and you know, there was shootings recently. So it was really kind of talking about all of that. That's always an interesting conversation, because no matter who I have that conversation with, even you probably could look in the comment section now. I haven't looked yet, but people always say, well, you're cool with him, so they try to hold me accountable for a lot of things with him. And that's my guy. But a lot of things, and you probably have friends who might be into some other shit, and your friendship is within one lane as opposed to some other shit. But you know what? It is what it is, and shit makes a good entertainment.
For sure. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
No problem. No problem. Hey, listen, I do want to say I love Ball Alert. You guys have been so nice to me. Ever since I first came into like this like Instagram blogging world. So big salute to you guys and all of you. And also the commenters too that be on your page. I'll be reading their stuff like all the time.